Good morning.
Oh, you're all dressed, the bed's all made. This is a surprise.
Just need coffee.
The loos are open already.
That's what I'm going for first.
Cheers.
Cheers, darling. Here's to early morning starts and blue skies.
Yeah, so nice. So I think we're just about ready to go, ready to leave this car park. And guys, I will just say, obviously we stayed here last night in the short stay car park near the centre of town. Clean toilets here, lovely clean toilets, and
Amazing
there's a little water
toilets.
tap. Nice place to stop, but we are moving on now. And where are we going next?
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? It's a blue sky day, the first one we've had for a while, and we've got to go and do laundry.
Yeah, we have got a huge.
But
big
we're going to go
bag.
to Morton in Marsh, I think.
Right, let's hit the road. And today the van's decided to start first time. I was just about to get the jump start thing out, thinking nah, because we had issues. Have you seen the last video? First time. Boom. So let's head off.
He likes the sun, doesn't he, Vinster?
Yeah.
He's telling us it's time to go back to Spain. I want to see some sun.
I think so.
Then we've got an hour at this parking, so...
Shush, Diz.
Is.
He didn't even bother getting out of bed on the whole drive
I can't
here.
believe it. Lazy.
So a quick change of clothes, because basically everything I was wearing before needs washing. Now, is that 7 kilos? Guard the van with your life, Charlie boy. £6, 10 kilo wash, so that's 27 minutes to walk around town before the dryer. Amazing here, isn't it? It amazes me in the UK how quick the weather can change. Like literally it was blue skies when we walked into the laundrette.
Clear blue skies.
5 minutes in the van walk out and it's raining. Crazy.
Quick wander around though.
Yep, wander around Morton in, hold on, no. Morton in
Marsh.
Morton in Marsh.
I ain't got time for you quibbling with the names.
Dry time, folks. So we're doing another little quick walk round.
Left the doggies in the van this time.
We've got 20 minutes before the dryer's ready, and then I think we'll just move on. I mean, it's another lovely little village, of course.
Missing the pubs and the ales, aren't I?
No more ales for you until the end of the month.
Coffee and cake now.
I think we did really well to get all of that done in an hour. Just an hour, because you've only got an hour parking.
I thought you were going to say, I think we did really well to only come out of the charity shops with a couple of items.
So next stop, guys, is Stow on...
The Wold. I think it's pronounced Stow on the Wold. So we have arrived. We found ourselves a lovely little park. I always say lovely little park, but it's not that lovely, but it's all right. It's like a council car park just next to the Tesco supermarket. So obviously clean toilets in there and any groceries we want to get. And it's like a 10-minute walk into the village. And yeah, you can stay here for up to 72 hours apparently.
It was on park for
lovely
night,
weather.
so you know this is all presumably what happens. We've read the comments.
Yeah,
on
we didn't
park
just
for
get
night.
chatting to a local and they gave us all this information. Pretty good laundrette, but didn't quite dry everything. But thank God for our diesel
Well, no,
heater.
Those I didn't put in the dryer because I don't think they're dryer safe. But there was a few pairs of socks hanging on the hula hoop, just a tiny bit wet. You must have these for your clothes if you live in a van, especially a small van like ours. I mean, they're so good. That was a game changer when we went from just having everything in the cupboard to putting everything neat in there.
Amazing how much you can fit in them.
How many pairs of Nick's pants, and he doesn't wear Y fronts, how many do you think you can fit in there?
About 12 in there, isn't there?
I think there was 13 I counted.
13 pairs of pants
in that little tiny
little
thing,
bag.
and that's the boxer style. Okay, he's only got a little small bottom, it's only size small.
Where's the dirty washing bag? That's the best one though. When you haven't got much washing in there, you can just zip it round one
It's got one of those, you know, zips where it extends it. That's our laundry, and you fit loads in there. We've basically fit the whole lot in there. As always guys, everything that we use in our videos is in our Amazon shop. The link is in the description box below.
Apart from this hat, I know a lot of you want this hat, but I bought this years ago and it's not in the Amazon box. Couldn't find it anywhere.
And the dogs, they're not in the Amazon shop, and I know a lot of you want our dogs.
They're priceless.
They're priceless. I mean, look at this little thing here. Sat in between the clean laundry, barking at everything he sees out the window. Yes, the weather got really miserable again, so we haven't done anything. Just been a bit of sorting in the van actually. I have just sorted all of those top cupboards. All of our clothes are now sorted. It's absolutely boiling in here because I've had the heater off. I said, turn that goddamn heater off.
She didn't. Don't turn it up.
Hopefully the weather's going to improve so we can walk into town. Otherwise we are happy enough in the van, getting on with things. We're going to do some food. Tesco's just there if you want anything else to eat or lose. You know, it's alright.
Got everything we need.
Everything we need, guys, in this tiny space. Good morning, peeps. And oh my gosh, finally it stopped raining. How bad was the weather yesterday?
Unbelievable. It's like I think a storm just hit this area, this little village.
And last night, taking the dogs out was just absolutely horrendous. Oh gosh, the weather, honestly. Poor little doggies, I'm surprised they went, but they did go. And now it's like a full-on drying session before bed. Oh dearie me. So it was a stormy night. I didn't sleep. I couldn't get to sleep because it was like really blowing against the van. So basically, yeah, we've just been in the van ever since. Which also means we've almost completely, well, actually completely run out of power.
We've got two little power things for our heated jackets left. I think that's
it. All our lithium is out, our power station's out.
Cold. Come here, Diz.
So we're doing loads of work, but we've run out. And then yesterday afternoon, we tried to phone so many campsites and Google so many campsites. They're all closed, aren't they, this time of year?
Deja vu again from just before we had the snow.
We've managed to find a pub stop place that's got electric hookup, about 20 minutes drive. Called them this morning. We were like, are you sure? Can you put our name down? We'll be there at lunchtime. We've done 8 days, is it, off grid?
8 days, not bad, not bad.
8 days, and we've worked a lot. We've had our laptops out a lot. So let's head there now, and no ales though.
What do you drink? What do you drink in a pub? What do you do? Coffee in a pub? Just seems wrong. So we're on our way now. We've just driven through Stow on the Wold actually,
and it does look lovely. So we'll definitely come back here after we've got a full charge and stuff. So guys, we've just arrived at Norman Knight pub in Wychford, and yeah, we've pulled in the back of the pub here, and there's two little hookups for reserved for the motorhomes. We've popped into the pub briefly and spoke to the lady here, and yeah, it's £15 for the night with electricity to park up, which is perfect for us. There's no other facilities. There's a water tap, and I think you can use the bathroom, the toilets inside the pub when the pub's open, and that's about it, but that's fine. We were just really desperate for power. Nick is just out filming some of the little glamping pods that they've got here. What is crazy is as soon as we pulled in here, the weather completely changed, and now we've actually got blue skies. So for the last 24 hours it's been such terrible weather, longer than that actually. It's rained, it's been hard to do anything. We've been mainly stuck in the van just working because we haven't been able to explore, and you don't mind that when you're staying at a campsite, right, with power. And as soon as we arrive here, blue sky. Typical.
Very cute little pods over there. There's like 3 pods along here, 2 different ones there. It's kind of, I think there's like a bedroom out the back, toilet, bathroom, and a little sofa lounge area. Very, very cute. Not sure on the price, we'll try and find out for you, but yeah, nice little area, nice little village. Shame that we just checked into a campsite when the blue skies came.
That's what I said.
So guys, as well as making the most of this little pub stop by charging everything up, and I mean literally everything, we nearly ran out, and we're also taking the opportunity to use the public Wi-Fi, or the Wi-Fi they have here, and upload a cheeky little video. But when you're using public Wi-Fi, it's always good to use a VPN. Brings us on today's sponsor of the video, and that is NordVPN, because that nice little cozy little pub there, you never know, it could be like the headquarters for the Hackers UK. They could all be meeting there, so you best use a VPN. And NordVPN, we've been using it for a couple of years now, and in our opinion it is the best VPN on the market. If you don't know what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network, and basically encrypts your internet traffic to stop hackers like in that pub there from accessing your details and stealing your information. It just adds an extra layer of security and gives you that peace of mind when you're using apps or just accessing different websites. It's so easy to use. You can access servers from 60 different countries, and you can use it on 6 different devices all at the same time. But security is not the only reason to use a VPN. A VPN also allows you to access content from anywhere in the world, from wherever you are in the world. So when we're back in Spain, we can carry on watching our British shows as if we have time. If you're interested in signing up for Nord, as usual, they're offering a fantastic deal on a 2-year plan, plus 1 month for free, and the usual 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's no risk involved. Just try before you buy.
Okay guys, so yeah, it's been an interesting day and a half. We left the camping and we headed to Stow, back to Stow on the
Wold. Had a little walk around there, even though it was, yeah, pretty windy, very, very windy actually. There's like chairs and tables blown over, it was windy, but had a nice little walk around. Another really pretty little Cotswold village. Some really nice looking like old pubs, loads of pubs. I am missing the
In fact, that was the oldest pub.
Yeah, the oldest inn in the UK. The oldest inn in England. Looked very nice, and unfortunately we didn't go in.
Lovely little village, wasn't loads there, but nice little walk around. Then we were just on our way to Burton on the Water, and we stopped to pick up fuel, and that's when something not very nice happened. Basically, poor little Charlie had a seizure.
We just filled up fuel in front of the pump, and then I just opened the door, and he was on my seat, and then he jumped down and sort of went into a seizure.
Yeah, and so I was in the back of the van getting my purse out to go and pay for the fuel, and he sort of crawled along, and then unfortunately he had a little seizure here. He hasn't had one for 5 months, so it's been really good, and it's always quite
it's always worrying
traumatic.
whenever he's in having a seizure. You're just hoping, you're sort of timing how long he's going to be in it for, because I think we probably said before, if it's over 5 minutes it can be really dangerous, it can have brain damage. So you're like, how long has he been in? Because he sort of convulses for a short amount of time, and then he's sort of trembling.
We kind of pulled out of the fuel line because we were holding people up and just parked on the forecourt. It wasn't ideal at all. It was very busy, it was very noisy there. Luckily it wasn't raining, and then we thought he kind of came out of it a bit. He jumped out the van, but he was still very much in it, wasn't he? And so he just lay there for a little while. And then all of a sudden, as it is with every time he has a seizure, he jumped up and he was jolly, and then he was all right again.
Tail
and he was
starts
happy.
wagging, he needs to shake, he shakes it
off.
like shakes it, shakes it all up, and he's all right.
But as always, after this happens, we're very concerned, as you would be, and worried, that it's going to happen again and everything else. So yeah, so anyway, we got in the van, and we always like to change the environment and take him for a walk and things after a seizure, keep his mind off it.
Yeah.
So we went to Burton on the Water, parked up there. We didn't feel like vlogging, guys, but we did have a lovely little walk around the village.
Burton on the Water is beautiful. It was one of the villages we wanted to see in this sort of northern part, because obviously there's so many villages in the Cotswolds. Burton on the Water, I think, is one of the highlights. I think it's known as the Venice of the Cotswolds, because it's famous for its little low stone bridges and beautiful river that runs through it, and it was beautiful.
Very, very
by
pretty.
far the best we've seen.
Yeah, it was lovely actually. I mean, it's quite touristy, but yeah, it was good, and we had a good time. I mean, we didn't stay there as long as we perhaps would have done if this hadn't happened. And as we say, sorry we didn't actually vlog and do like a little talky
yeah, we would have. You're just not in the mood to go sightseeing and being all positive.
We were just really worried about Charlie, but he is okay now, and he has been okay since. And we always worry about like the first 24 hours after he has a seizure, in case he has another one, because that can be quite dangerous if he has a second one within 24 hours. It has been over 24 hours now, so we're feeling a little bit better. He's shown no signs of being funny again, apart from he stood on a blinking fawn this morning.
So always Charlie, this little baby, it's always him rather than Dizzee. I feel so sorry for him. Last year, one thing after another, but this year, poor baby.
So it's been a bit of a a bit hectic and a bit of a crazy 24 hours, 36 hours. So yeah, after, I don't know if it's to do with that, but we've come to a decision. I think it's time for us to leave the UK. Yeah. I think enough's enough. Yeah. Well, look, the thing is, I mean, we were considering staying a bit longer here and maybe going to Cornwall or something like that. But to be honest with you, it's very hard travelling the UK this time of year in January. The weather is just quite terrible, isn't it? There's lots of rain, the short days. And you've got wheels, and if you're not sure about something, then drive somewhere else. So I think we are going to head back to Europe quite soon, guys. Get some work done on Vinny, and then we'll be heading off soon. Yeah. Now, before we continue, you probably, not all of you, but some of you might be thinking, what are you doing there in the winter? And again, a second time in the UK. Most people go south in the winter and head north in the summer. Now, we have explained this. We have explained this quite a few times, but we'll just explain it quickly again. Yeah, because there may be new people, obviously, and think, what are you doing then? So I'm just going to clear it up quickly. Basically, after our trip to the Arctic Circle in 2019, we planned to go back to the UK in 2020, the summer.
But then COVID hit, didn't it? So that didn't allow us to go travel at all. So then we were looking for the next opportunity. Obviously 2021, the summer, everything was kind of still locked down.
Well, we couldn't leave our province at the beginning of the year in the spring of 2021, so that stopped us again. Then we had to sort out...
Don't know all the details, yeah, but Brexit happened, obviously, and then we had to sort out our residency and make sure we're all legal because of Brexit. So that was going on in the summer of 2021. So that meant the earliest we could go was last winter.
Yeah.
So we came back last year and we had a good time.
We had a really good time, and you know, we hadn't seen our family for about 5 years. Some of our family members for 5 years at this stage.
And we enjoyed ourselves.
We did have a good time.
It was quite mild. Wasn't too bad, the weather. We saw lots of places and we loved the UK. We haven't visited for so long. It was so
really
nice.
Good.
It's amazing.
But we came back again this year because to see family again. My sister and husband came over from Australia, and obviously see your folks again.
And basically, what I think the UK up until New Year, Christmas, New Year, all that is lovely. The nights are long, short days, but you can live with that because you've got all the lights up and everything looks nice. But as soon as sort of that's over...
And obviously this year, coming to the UK, it didn't go to plan at all after the whole breakdown saga, being stranded for like over a month and things. So we didn't get to see hardly any of the places we planned to see at all. But anyways, I think now we want to go back to go south sort of as soon as possible. We've got like some things we want to do on the van, definitely. Make sure the alternator and things like that's okay, the whole startup problem. We've also lost a wing mirror, which is very frustrating. Someone bashed into us and knocked our wing mirror off. We weren't in the vehicle at the time, parked up on the high street, came back, wing mirror's gone. How annoying. So we've got to get that replaced. There's a couple of other little things to do before we leave, but that's kind of our rough plan, that we will be leaving quite soon.
We've had a good time, amazing festive period, nice to see family. Anyway, enough chit chat. I think Dizzee needs to go out for his morning walk as it's the PM. Still in bed as usual.
We are going to go for a little walk now. And where are we, darling? We've actually parked up
outside a prison. The old prison.
The old prison in...
Where is it? Wait for it. We are in... Oh, it's crazy when you don't know where you are. It doesn't matter, does it? Your prison. Northleach.
Just like that, boom. I'm carrying him to start with. He's limping a little bit. I'm going to carry him and see how he goes.
Cool, isn't it?
Huge, look at that. How nice would that be in the summer? Ivy going across this whole building. It's kind of a feature. You have your churches and cathedrals when you go to a little village, but you also have all these lovely old pubs where you walk in there and you've got a fire and loads of little sections, all the old beams and stuff. It's a proper...
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite things about the UK,
so we're not
I think.
used to that, are we? You don't have that sort of thing at all.
Not just a beer, it's not just a beer.
And we were saying, like, in the summertime, it wouldn't be the same, would it? Because you go into these old pubs and sit by, like, an open fire, or even if there's no open fire, it just feels cosy, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another reason why we come in the winter.
Isn't it? Very nice, very old, almost gothic-y.
I think it's a bit gothic-y. Those little spikes that stick up, they've got a gothic-esque style to them.
Goblin on the top.
Goblin?
Goblins.
Gargoyle.
Gargoyles.
Little goblins, little nosy little goblins. Watching down on everyone. Little goblin, I'm a little goblin. That little thing there, I think that's what Sarah's referring to.
There's gargoyles, or goblins, right at the very top, you see?
Yeah, they're gargoyles.
But I don't think it'll pick up on camera unless you get your zoom lens out.
They're not goblins, Dad, and there's no goblin about it.
What's a goblin?
Well, maybe a goblin is a cousin of a gargoyle.
What is a goblin?
It's like a gargoyle, but with no wings. and they like gold. They're a bit like dwarves, but naughty.
Oh,
I think. Anyway, enough about the goblins and gargoyles. Have you got any history on this place?
Do you know what? I was just going to say, guys.
Here we go.
Did you know that this church is...
Not a church at all.
Well, it is a church, but it's known as the Cathedral of the Cotswolds, which is really interesting. And it's over 800 years old.
Wow.
And not just that, it's got another little bit of interesting history about it. So the Cotswolds was really famous for its wool, its quality of wool back in the day. And so much so that the wool, the traders, the wool people, the shepherds, I don't know, whoever.
Wool merchants.
The wool merchants. They actually were quite wealthy, and some of their wealth, or quite a bit of their wealth, was spent on the local churches. Hence the reason it's like one of the famous wool churches of the Cotswolds. Apparently there's quite a few of them here.
That's why in these tiny little villages you've got this incredible church
that's known as the
cathedral
of the Cotswolds. So yeah, definitely worth a little stop off, this, love.
Definitely.
I'm glad you brought me to the church, and it's not all about goblins and gargoyles.
So guys, as we're about to leave the Cotswolds, and this is our last walk through one of the pretty little villages, thought it's about time we threw out some facts there for you.
Ooh, facts time.
So,
watch out.
Cotswolds, where does the name come from? Well, cot is actually the word for sheep enclosure, and wold is the word for hill. So it's sheep enclosures on the hills. Hence the link to the wool industry, all that, famous for that, the quality of the wool. So yeah.
Interesting, isn't it? Cotswolds.
Did you know that the Broadway tower that we showed you in the last vlog was built in 1794? Forgot to tell you that. And from the top of there, the views stretch over 60 miles and stretch over more counties than any viewpoint in the UK, which is 16 in total.
That's quite crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy, isn't it? Did you know there's over 60,000 thatch roofs in the Cotswolds and over 4,000 miles of dry stone wall?
And the buildings of Cotswolds are actually limestone.
Not sandstone.
Honey coloured limestone.
Yes, and the brown tint varies depending on how much iron ore is in the limestone.
The local quarries.
Correct.
Village.
Stow in the Wold, as we said before, has the oldest inn in the UK, dating back to,
I think, 947.
and the last Civil War battles were fought here, and gosh, there's so much going on. It's a shame we haven't spent longer here and explored more, but you know, such is life.
And it's always like on the passing route on the way up and down the country kind of thing, isn't it?
Is.
So, you know, we can come back. Anyway, let's get back to the van.
Doing much better, isn't he?
That's much better. I don't know if you guys noticed, on the way into town, Charlie was limping on that little back paw. Little walk around town, now he's completely fine, taking his mind off it, so hopefully he's all good.
Yeah.
Yay. Come on then. I feel like it's getting really cold again, don't you? I mean, it's cold, you know, constantly cold, but I feel like it's definitely getting colder.
That frosty bite, that Arctic blast is coming from
Going
us.
back, quick, let's get across the border and head south. Hello, folks.
So guys, we're back at my parents' house and we're getting the van sorted, ready for the journey south.
And do you know what? We're actually quite excited about this. It feels like a new chapter, a new chapter's about to start, doesn't it? The van is an absolute tip at the moment because remember, spring clean, ready for spring.
Ready for spring. Bring it on. Yeah, it's a bit of bittersweet. It'll be sad to say goodbye to family, but exciting to be heading south to Spain in the sun.
Yeah. So we're going to end the vlog here, guys, and we'll pick you up next week to see how we get on with the preparations for going back over there, back over the channel. And yeah, until then, keep warm, stay warm. It's blinking freezing at the moment.
Freezing now.
Had snow before, didn't we? Yeah, we'll catch you all next Thursday.
Make sure you follow us on our other socials, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok
for daily updates, and yep, catch you all soon.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
So now we need to go to this plug-in, and that's where we're up to. So that's where we're up. That's what we're doing. So before we explore anywhere else, that's what we're doing.
Get your words out. Get them out, darling. Oh, do you want me to grab them out? You want me to fish them out there? Oh, gosh.
Have we got a montage in here?
I don't know, do we pause for a montage then?
I think so.
Yeah. 1794.
No, not 1794. That wouldn't be that old, darling. It's actually 947. 947 AD.
Scrap that one.